Let me keep this real for y'all. It's 3:30 a.m. in the morning on Galveston Island. I am up. I'm going to be cooking some barbecue. This is probably going to be the realest video you ever seen. I ain't messing around. I'm going to be cooking me a brisket today for me. I don't have a big party. I'm just going to cook me a brisket because that's just what I enjoy doing. I was lucky enough to find one at a fairly decent price. Don't get me on going on prices. Can't even see anything. Prices for food. That pisses me off. I'm up at 3:30 in the morning. That pisses me off. Check that out. Whole pit is just soaking wet with humidity. There's my wood. Threw it in there last night. Gonna have to fire this off. Yeah. A deadly sin right here, guys. Deadly sin according to the barbecue gods. Oh my God, you can't use lighter fluid. I can taste the flame. If you can taste this crap, you're full of shit. And the reason you can taste it is because you put it on the wood, you fired your wood up, and then you threw your meat on too soon. Probably your hamburgers. So get the hell out of here. So many myths and guru BS about barbecue. Sick of it, man. Turn on TV. Hell, I'm sure there's a channel out there, some girl in a bikini barbecuing and has 8 million views. Yeah. So there you have it. So anyway, that's all oak. My buddy produces this wood. It's dried. And I'm going to let that burn and get a coal bed going. And then I'll be adding like 1 to 2 logs every hour, hour and a half to maintain my temperature of 250. Here's the secret ingredient to doing brisket. Get the brisket, cover it with steak seasoning. I don't care which one you use. I use my own. You don't need sugar. You don't need nothing else. Just cover it in steak seasoning. It's already got the salt, pepper. Every steak you've ever eaten, you love your steak seasoning. Put it on the brisket. It's beef. You understand? Put it on a pit. Lay it up there, fat side up. That's the way I like it. And keep it at around 250, best you can. 225 to 250. It'll take an hour and a half probably per pound. When it hits 203 and jiggles like a fat woman's ass, pull it off. It's done. You don't have to soak it or let it rest in a cooler for 4 hours. Just take it upstairs, let it set for an hour or so, and then go ahead and cut it against the grain. I'm telling you, I'll keep this video as real as hell, because that's just the way it is. It's 3:30 in the morning, everything's soaking wet, my feet are wet, my grass is wet. But this is barbecuing. You just gotta do what you got to do. So you're gonna learn today. Okay guys, gonna season this with steak seasoning, but there's a lot of thick points here with this fat cap, so I'm gonna trim it down. I'm not going to take it right down to the meat. I'm just going to leave, a 1/4 inch of fat here and there. I'm not too worried about it because I've cooked them, never trimmed them, whatever. So, but this one, quite a bit of fat here. So anyway, let me get to going doing that. I ain't got all night. Okay, it's trimmed. Yeah, I butchered the hell out of it. That's a lot of meat. Or a lot of fat. So let's season it. I'm using steak seasoning. Use whatever you like. your own steak seasoning. Damn, it smells good. Okay, the cue is on. And we're rolling smoke. I just had to stoke up the fire. I needed a couple of logs. So that'll last about 15 minutes, that heavier smoke, then it'll clear up. And about every 2 hours, hour and a half, 2 hours, I'll just come down here and throw some of that wood on there. Right there. But I'm going back to bed. Too damn early for this. A lot of work. A lot of work for some real barbecue. This is no pellet oven. Yeah. Pedal grillers. Pedal grillers. I'm barbecuing. No, you're not. You're just easy bake oven. Your 5-year-old can do that. Okay, people. It's 9 o'clock, so that brisket's been on since about 4:30. So anyway, I'm going to let it go till about 11-ish. And I'm going to try this wrap, you know, this butcher paper with all these fancy marketing schemes on it. Right? You can also just use a damn paper bag from the grocery store. Yeah, anyway, I was buying shrimp boil, crab boil, crawfish boil, and they had this right there. So anyway, I picked up a tube of it. I'm going to give this a shot. I've seen it work. Not that big a deal. I'm not the wrap king. Usually don't wrap anything. You really don't need to wrap anything. But what the hell? We'll see. Let's just let it soak up some of that grease, right? But I trimmed most of the fat off, so that brisket is not dripping. And like I said, this isn't that big a deal, guys. I'm just throwing wood on. I'm trying to maintain 200 to 300 degrees and just going along. Okay, gentlemen, we're gonna wrap this meat. I have not looked at it. Oh, that's looking good. That's looking real good. Still tougher than hell, but we're gonna go ahead and give it a wrap and see what happens. Let me get you set up so you guys can see. I can't see out here in the sun. This is like pitiful. Okay, let's see how big a mess I can make. Nice and juicy, I'll tell you that. Now, I'm not really a fan of wrapping, because now I can't just go in there and poke it with my finger and see it jiggle. When it jiggles, it's pretty much done, you know. But I can't do that anymore because now it's all wrapped up. So now I gotta be temperature probe man. This is hardcore, but anyway, it's gonna serve its purpose. It's gonna hold the moisture in there and be all greasy and stuff. And what I might do is rotate the damn thing. We'll give that a shot, see what happens. You know, a couple hours, I'll flip it over and then flip it back over. You know, doesn't matter. So anyway, guys, that's the big barbecue thing today, and it's 11:15 now, so it's been on about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, almost 7 hours, 6, 7 hours. So it felt very firm, but it was hot. But yeah, it needs some more time. Definitely needs more time, a lot more time. 14-pound brisket is going to take a while. Okay guys, it is 6 o'clock, so got about 14 hours on that baby. And now I'm gonna let it rest for about an hour and then I will cut it up. It hit 200 degrees, it's starting to jiggle. I did wrap it, but we're going to let it rest. Yeah, so I was not hardcore on my temperatures, believe it or not. Didn't do jack. I just kept adding wood. I'd go take a nap, I went fishing, came back. You know, my temperatures were anywhere from 150 to 300 degrees, and we'll see the results. I already know what they are. It's going to be really good. So stay tuned. It's spring break weekend, so it's really getting hopping down here. All the tourists are basically coming into the rent houses, and as you know, they like to kick back and partay, so it's gonna be loud.